I'm just going to feed you some questions, and
Sure.
then if you want to answer, we'll just go from there. So Jett, you've been working with Elevate for a while now. I mean, couple years, I mean, going on at least a year, and you worked with us before you had transitioned. So tell me about your experience working with us.
You've created a raving fan in me. And that's the highest compliment I could ever give a business. I could ever give a restaurant. I could ever give anybody is that you guys are always quick to answer the phone. You're always quick with an answer to my problems, not even problems, but answer to my opportunities. Hey, I want more new patients. How do we do that? Not a problem. Patients have fallen off a little bit. Hey, not a problem. Here's why. And you're always great to be able to like kind of turn my vision into maybe not the macro look, but the micro look. Hey, you've got, yes, your new patients went down a little bit, but they're costing you way less. You've got a higher conversion. You actually made more money on new patients, which is the dream of any chiropractor, the dream of any business owner. So can't rave about you guys enough. I've sent numerous colleagues to you guys, and I'll continue.
So since taking back over the practice, I mean, what kind of growth have you seen, in the practice?
I'll give you exact numbers if that helps. When I came back so just some backstory, I owned this practice for 6-7 years, and then I retired and then came back. In 6 months, my practice that was seeing 400 people, 500 people sometimes a week, doing $300,000 to $400,000 in a quarter. In 6 months, that went down to 95 visits in a week. The month that I came back was March of 2024. Came back March 18th, and they were at $11,000 from March 18th, 95 visits a week, which every single metric was a quarter of what it used to be, or even less. And by the end of March, with Elevate's help, we ended March at 33,000. So we tripled. We ended March at 250 visits a week. So we more than tripled, or about tripled. Since then, we've had $100,000 months, $90,000 months, $102,000. January was 127,000. February was 100,000, and we'll finish out March. On track to do 90. So my point is, there's been nothing but upward growth, and we've double, tripled, or even quadrupled every single KPI that we have in the office. So
yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, I'm certainly not going to take any other than helping you to bring new patients in. Obviously, you're doing a vast majority of the work, but from the new patient perspective and from the meetings that you have, one of the biggest things that we always try and really preach is collaboration. And so like working together. And so your experience with when collaboration happens between, marketing and practice, I mean, what is your take there?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer because it's always different. You guys are always like blowing our minds with the different innovative things that you have for us. Or for instance, I'll call my rep and say, hey, let's get on the call. Let's get on a call tomorrow. Sure, not a problem. So we get on the call and they already have all my number. Excuse the phone. They already have all. That's probably a new patient that you guys sent us. They already. It actually is. They already have all the information that I'm going to ask. They've done their research prior to me having a conversation. So I'm not saying, hey, this is this, this is this. They're like, hey, Jett, listen, we know that XYZ, we've got a solution for it. Boom, 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 boom. So the integration and the communication with you guys with Elevate is incredible. Like it's seamless. It's easy to work with you guys. I mean, Dr. Kendall, you're legitimately like one of my great friends and colleagues, and I love when we get together at our quarterly meetings and have a drink together and just hang out, and just be dudes together, which is refreshing in a marketing company. Like who gets to do that? Who gets to just call the owner and say, hey man, let's chat. So from a business standpoint, it's phenomenal. You guys know your stuff. You can know my KPIs better than I do, which is embarrassing to say, but it's your job. It's your job. My job is to, get people well. So I hope I answered the question.
No, that's great. And I think that, from my perspective, numbers tell a story, but they don't tell the entire story. And that's where, I've always said that like we can see the marketing numbers, but what's happening in the practice is just as important, because I may look at the marketing numbers and they look great, but then what's happening in the practice doesn't tell the same story. But on the flip side, sometimes the marketing numbers don't look as good as we want them to look, but you're like, don't touch anything because it is absolutely working, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like it's having that ability to be able to connect and have that relationship to be able to say like if we give 100% and you give 100%, that like together the relationship thrives. It's like a marriage, right? If everyone is not putting in all of the work that's necessary, we don't get the results that we're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. And it is kind of like dating in a marriage. And a lot of times it's not 50-50. Dating in a marriage is not 50-50. They say give 50-50. That's not possible because I might be sick one day and I need my wife to give me 75 and I can only give her 25.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what you guys do. You fill in those gaps where if I don't have the words, but you guys are incredible. Let's just put it that way.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, cool. Well, thanks. Thank you, Doc. Thank you for, giving us that brief history of your practice. And what would you say to practices that are, making the decision or looking at marketing companies, when it comes to helping grow their practice?
Number one, elevate's the way to go. Don't be stupid, just do it. Like do it yesterday because you can't afford not to. I hear people all the time say, well, when I have more money, I'll invest in marketing. It's not the way it is. It's I'll invest in marketing so I have more money. And then I'll invest more money into marketing so I can have more money and snowball. Right. And
Yep.
and then there's going to be a moment of momentum where I don't have to invest as much money because patient referrals are happening. We've got that snowball effect. We have dominated social media, dominated Google, dominated the marketplace in the marketing place, and it becomes easy. You can't stop a snowball going downhill, and that's what Elevate is. It's just this snowball, this avalanche. You should have called yourself Avalanche Marketing. There you go. But it's this avalanche of forward thinking and forward momentum. So that's the first thing: is don't wait till you have more money to invest in marketing. And I hear it all the time, and I tell people it's a mistake. That's the mistake. That's the mistake. The second thing is you have to take more risk to get more reward. You have to be out there in front of the camera looking like an idiot and a goofball and being able to like get out of your comfort zone, because there's the comfort zone and then there's expansion and then there's the scary place. And I want to live in this scary place. I want to dream big and have big numbers and live in that scary place where I'm making a fool of myself on the camera, but people are like, oh my God, that's hilarious. I want whatever that guy is drinking in his Kool-Aid in his office. I want to be part of
Yep.
that practice because we don't take ourselves seriously, but we take our care super seriously. And so people that are looking to get into working with you guys or the marketing place, like you have to put out great content. One of the best commercials I've ever seen is from a local dentist. And he's an older gentleman. He's a pediatric dentist. And it's just clip after clip after clip of outtakes where he's not getting his words right. He's not getting his lines right. And he's just messing up. And you can see, you're like, oh my God, this is hilarious. And then at the very end, he's like, hey, folks, I'm not a good actor, but I'm a great dentist. So come on and see me. And that's blown up. It's gone viral. It's in my town. He's just not afraid to like look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
I love it.
It
Man,
makes you real. So yeah, be real. If you're looking to get into marketing, be real and raw and just do you.
love it. Awesome. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you and we'll talk
Yep.
soon.
Yep.